Hi everybody and welcome to this Pro and Expert Division General free video guide playthrough for the Hanami Heat 9-hole cup here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. General wind conditions for all 9 holes here in the video. Please remember to hit thumbs up on the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Both of those will help me out a lot here on YouTube. Timestamps in the video description down below, and I'll give you a general overview of these holes and the routes you might want to play, and where possible give you some suggestions on how to tweak according to the different wind directions you may face. Good luck everybody, here we go. On this par 4 I very much like the rock for the ball guide and the accuracy in tailwind particularly. Obviously if there's more headwind or level crosswind you're probably going to have to play with the extra mile or the apocalypse and sacrifice some accuracy. Otherwise, you see here we are at max distance with the rock. So I'm playing with about 4 bars of topspin to get the ball up there towards the top of the fairway. But really importantly here, I just want to avoid being on the rough. Get as much distance as possible. Thread the needle between the rough that juts out at various points on the left and the right. Max plus 10 here, so it's at max distance with the rock, level 8 or 9. Otherwise, go with the extra mile or the apocalypse or the Thor's hammer. Drive up there and you're looking for a drive distance of around 350 yards. Now the second shot varies a lot. Here I'm doing a pin check, but depending on the wind angle you need to build in some reference checks in tournament play. Dial it in. This is a shot you really need to use a token on first to determine, because unless you've got level crosswind, the rough bump is very difficult because you're either going to adjust up onto a higher point or adjust down into the bunker. Here I'm applying spin to get the ball guide just through the hole. This is an uphill shot, so we're going to play with negative elevation. In the example here, I'm playing in between mid and max numbers, minus 30% elevation, but you may need to alter your setup here because you drop down into the sand in tailwind. If you don't like the rough bump, use the Guardian or a wood club with a load of backspin and just hold yourself nicely on the green for your birdie, but the best chance of the eagle is with that rough bump there above the bunker. Now this very flat shootout par 3 from Gakasho Bay is always a good chance to pick up a hole in one. In this example here I'm going with 2 bars of top spin and 1 bar side spin to the left. I like the grizzly for the ball guide, and usually I'll be lining up with the white ring touching the beginning of the bunker there. Very difficult to get a full ball guide here, but you want to try and zoom in as best you can and generally aim at the pin. However, in certain wind angles you will need to offset as well. Navigator ball here as the wind is low, but obviously an expert division, a kingmaker, would be advisable. With headwind you will of course need to play with more topspin, and probably in direct tailwind reduce the topspin slightly, but the method I'm using in all wind angles, I'm still going to bounce over the bunker with my long iron, max plus 10 general elevation here, and you can see that one is pretty close indeed for the hole in one. On this par 5, in this wind angle, kind of crosswind, any form of headwind, or if it's crosswind with a little bit of tailwind, I'm going to play straight forward with around 4 topspin, 2 bars side spin to the left. Here I'm using the extra mile, but you could use the apocalypse, and I would recommend that in level 4 and above if you have it. Obviously it will be more accurate. Outer wall curl to the left, if you'd shot, get me down into short iron range. But obviously if not doing that, then you're going to be playing on your wind angle. Ball guide you can see just going through the hole here. Headwind you would need to set up with the ball guide at least a green square through the hole and maybe even more. And of course if you've got tailwind, leave that ball guide a little bit short. True club distance 25% for the sniper. This is a very straightforward par 3. Offers a brilliant chance for a hole in one, really, in all wind angles. I like the sniper shot, and I go with the red ring touching the rough, and then it's all about applying some tailwind here, so I'm going to leave the ball guide short. Obviously, if we had headwind, ball to what the wind is doing, but there is a nice kind of mini funnel to play into here. The adjustment I'm making is mid-distance with 15% elevation. So mid plus 15 with the sniper here, bounce before the bunker onto the green, and this rolls nicely, a little path to the pin for a lovely hole in one. Brilliant opportunity on this par 3. Now we're on to a par 4 here from Gakasho Bay, playing with the Rock 3, topspin 8. Rock level 7, you'd be struggling a bit with the distance here, so I would recommend you play with Extra Mile or Apocalypse or Thor's Hammer instead, and definitely you will need those clubs if you have any form of headwind. But in every wind direction here, I want to lay up towards that tree shadow, the second one that you can see in the distance. Bit of left curl, adjustment max 10 is the elevation I play, so I'm rolling beyond the tree shadow there, out into that nice area of fairway. Around 335, 340 is going to be fine. And then the second shot here, this is all about catching the funnel to the pin. So we're going to add spin, top spin and right spin. And you can see there, try and find the part where the ball guide doesn't glitch. But you can see I'm moving it left and right, and the tip of the ball guide isn't really deviating from its position in the cup. So it's all about, and we're rolling very nicely for the eagle. Now with this par 5, the trick is of course not to clip any bits of the rough. You can either play left or right side rough bump on the approach. So I'm going to go with the driver with top spin. So I like the Thor's Hammer here, or Extra Mile 8+, or Apocalypse level 4+. But you can see I'm going with plenty of top spin, a little bit of happen. You will be within your club range. Mine are great, but it's not going to bother me here with the accuracy of the round, 370 yards. Now I've got plus yards here, so I can use that to play true club. So the value on the notepad, 5% is what I would play as a tweak to try and get this one in. But the rough bump spin and 6 top spins. So APOC 4+, Extra Mile 8+ is going to be what I would recommend. Max plus 10, I actually push back up to max because I adjust down onto a lower point, and I'm going to play with around half a ball of curl to the right. You want to swing this ball round to follow the dog leg shape of this max line and estimate true club distance. I'm between mid and max here, so I'm going to find a nice point on the fairway between the bunker and the fringe to aim, and then add a couple of bars backspin just to steady this one up, and then we're going to have a very good chance of just reducing the backspin there. I was a little bit short of the hole. We've got tailwind though, so I want to leave my ball guide a little bit short of the pin because the tailwind is going to push that ball further on than the ball guide suggests. 10% elevation is what I would play, hitting perfect here, and this one is a very good chance here for the eagle. And we are going with 5.9 bars of backspin and half a bar side spin to the right. We can't use a kingmaker here in high winds because you will adjust to minimum distance of the club. So that's why I'm going with a navigator. Max plus 15 is the adjustment here. Look at the position of the blue ring touching the bunker. So max plus 15. Like I said, use a navigator, otherwise you will go to complete min and not be able to adjust all the way back. Perfect ball. And this one comes in very, very nicely for a hole-in-one. On this par 5, we are going to need the Extra Mile or the Apocalypse, 4.5 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left here. I'm using a Titan. This was taken from Pro Division, but in Expert you would of course most likely be using a Kingmaker. So we're going to bounce on this top right corner of the first piece of fairway, max plus 10, and then going to set up a long iron rough bump for the Albatross, which again offers the best opportunity to drop because you've got no second bounce wind effect, or rather a reduced second bounce wind effect to deal with because you're coming out of the rough. Little bit of left curl may not be needed if you're using a side spin 3-ball like a Kingmaker though, but you want to approach the top left corner of the fairway around 370 to 380 yards. Grizzly is the club for the ball guide, and of course the accuracy here, making a distance check from a previous tournament. But in the end, this recommendation here for a general playthrough would be to play true club distance is what I do in the video really. A little bit of top spin to get my ball to the pin. This green plays slightly uphill, so make sure you're not coming in short here. But as a general recommendation, play at 10% elevation here. If you've got headwind, obviously, you will need to have that ball guide a little bit more through the hole. But the purpose of this replay just showing you the type of shot that is most likely going to get you the Albatross on this par 5. Of course, there are safe eagle routes you can bounce over with right spin and right curl if you're not interested in the rough bump. But there's plenty of rough to aim at here, so I do consider this very, very safe on both sides. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.